Hello, welcome to my podcast. This is The Green Card. This is my wonderful, amazing guest today, Dee Allum. Hello, Dee.
Hi, hello.
I feel like our conversations that we do have a lot is that of fitting in.
Sure.
Know?
Yeah.
I feel like when I first moved over here, I struggled with who I meant to hang out with.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Finding your place.
Yeah.
Figuring out who you're supposed to be.
I found that, so context, me and Dee met, I think that would have been the first time we met in Edinburgh, right?
Yes.
We did.
I think we met the day before we went up to Edinburgh. The day before at the BBC New Comedy Awards.
Oh, yes, that was. Okay, we get it.
Heat.
You made it through and I didn't. Cool.
Just
cool,
like to
cool.
plug that for everyone involved.
Way to bring it up. Let's
but
cut that part.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to myself.
Yeah,
Hey.
I was going to say.
Hey.
Just a mental note for later.
Yeah.
That you have to cut that.
I love talking to the camera just because it's like, hey, you're going to see this soon. You're doing great. No,
but yeah, no, we met the day before for
maybe
maybe 2 minutes.
2
and
minutes.
we just sort of looked at each other and went, we're about to do a thing.
Yeah, we're about to live together. Yeah, we did the Pleasance Reserve 2022. We did a whole month show with Tadama Malunga.
Friend of the show.
Very good friend of the show. And
Yeah.
Abby Clark.
Very good.
Very good friend of the
Friend
show.
of the show, yeah.
And yeah, we really did the thing. But I feel like Edinburgh was really helpful for me finding my place. Like being comfortable with my place in the UK scene. Because I feel like I'd made friends before, but I felt like it was really helpful for me. Did you find that for Edinburgh?
Yeah, I mean, Edinburgh is quite good at that. It just gets a lot of people, just like 1,000 people. I mean, who are already living in London anyway.
Right.
But London is a bigger city than Edinburgh. So it gets them just into a smaller area. Like a liquid as opposed to a gas. And you just kind of make friends. It's like Freshers Week, but for comedians.
Yeah, but a month.
And it's also hellish.
Hell.
As is Freshers Week, to be fair.
Yes. And we did an escape room.
We did an escape room.
Everyone wanted to be in our escape room. No one did. But
we did. We got out of the escape room.
We got out really fast.
Did we? We made it onto the leaderboard.
We did.
So we were pretty good.
I think we
a
got
whole bunch of us.
I think there's too many people in there. But
Yeah,
also,
we had like an unfair number of people in the escape room.
Also, you went to Cambridge, so I feel like that's not fair.
Just in general, let alone the escape room. Escape room aside, just the fact that I went to Cambridge is just unfair. It is unfair.
It is unfair.
It is absolutely
I studied
unfair.
there for a term.
I'll admit, camera 2, that it is indeed unfair.
So unfair.
And I can only apologise.
What
I mean, I can't
college-
apologise that hard.
I should have had my Cambridge mug.
You have a Cambridge mug?
Yeah, because I went to
You got
King's.
this Cambridge mug right here.
Ha ha.
I'm pointing at myself for the audio.
Ooh, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
I'm aware of my audience.
You're
I know that some of them can't see me, but some of them can.
Is that your dream school?
I didn't really have a dream school. I don't know if you know this, I applied for some American
I think we talked about
colleges.
What American college did you apply to?
I applied to Stanford, Harvard, Yale.
Oh yeah, just
So I would probably have said that Stanford was my dream school.
Stanford would have been a great school.
Stanford is, I went to go see it with my family when I was like 14.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is like Disneyland.
Yeah.
But for academic studies, this would be so cool. Also, like growing up in like North London, like what a flex it is. When, even if people are going to like Oxford, Cambridge, it's like, oh, I'm actually going across the world to fucking Stanford.
But also, I think it's
where like, you know, people have done things like where Facebook is.
Yeah.
You know?
I think
it would have been very cool.
Oxford and Cambridge are a big flex here.
Yeah.
But I think Stanford is like...
That's a big American flex.
Massive American flex, but also massive worldwide flex.
I think there's something about going to study overseas at like a prestigious institution that is more prestigious than going to the most prestigious place near you.
I agree with that.
It's like, oh, that's cute, but like that's only an hour away, whereas I'm like taking a fucking 747 to get to where I'm going.
Yeah.
To get to the place that I'm good enough for. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I feel like
it's cooler. And it works the other way as well. Like if you live in California and you get into Cambridge, that's cooler than getting into Stanford.
Yeah. I got in on study abroad.
That's pretty good.
It's I really had to try. I had to work so hard.
Yeah.
It was very difficult because I'm not great at academia. I like it, but I struggled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you have 2 degrees.
Yeah, but one's in acting.
It's a degree.
No, wait, I have 3 degrees.
You have 3 degrees?
I have a bachelor's and 2 master's degrees.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
But academia is not your strong suit. Well, I'd hate to see you finally do something that is your strong suit.
This is
You better believe this is it. This is what peak performance looks like.
This is peak performance. This is it.
Yeah. The comedy podcasting game.
Oh God.
It's not ready.
Wow. God, killing it. Killing it. Did you like uni?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think partially. It wasn't. I think it was kind of pitched to me as something that it was not. Like
by like society?
Yeah, I think it's like the idea that it's going to be some kind of like big self-discovery, having fun, making loads of friends.
Yeah.
Plus like studying stuff that you're really interested in all the time.
Yeah.
That's not how it is. It's mainly you in your own room. This is my experience anyway. Maybe everyone else is having a whale of a time and I was just alone. But it was mainly me in my own room eating pasta.
Yeah. Wait, did you
finishing
go to
writing an essay? That was like most of it. Which is I could have done that at home.
Did you not go to the halls for food?
Yeah.
But you ate pasta in your room?
Sometimes. I mean,
You had a microwave?
No, we had so we were in we all lived in college.
Which one did you live in?
In Girton.
Oh.
Does that?
No. I only know Pembroke and King's. That's where
Yeah.
I lived in King's and then
It's a better college. Both of those are significantly better.
Well,
Not to brag.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so you would share a kitchen with 15 other people. But there was also halls.
I remember the hall food was atrocious.
Really?
Yeah, compared to UCLA. UCLA has
but compared to UCLA, I imagine various things were atrocious.
Yes.
Like people's
Dating?
average attractiveness.
Oh, wow. God.
Just goodness gracious.
God, yeah.
I mean, any UC, to be honest, but UCLA in particular.
UCLA. Riverside,
weather.
maybe not, but...
Fucking, what else is good? Obviously the food.
The food. Yeah, I remember Cambridge food was hard to deal with.
Yeah.
That was
they don't salt them.
No. It felt like I was in trouble eating the food.
They just wait for a breeze to maybe carry some sea air.
But you know what I did like? The formals.
Oh, sure.
I loved the formals. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I used to get a different outfit every single time. I really made everyone hey, guys, we're dressing up. Because the first formal, people were showing up in flip-flops. And I'm like,
were they?
I'm like, hello?
That's a disgrace.
Has no one seen Harry Potter? Come on. This is meant to be. I was in a ball gown.
Yeah.
Which was a bit.
I mean, I think, listen, there's something about a formal. For those of you who don't know, a formal is a dinner that you have to sort of book into as and it's only accessible to the students or people who've recently graduated. And it's in the big fancy hall.
Yes.
And it's a 3-course meal.
And
everyone wears their gowns.
Nice gowns.
It is very Harry Potter vibes.
Very Harry Potter vibes.
And yeah, I feel like you've got to take the first one seriously.
Yeah,
You've got to attack that first one.
And I think people didn't do that. And I'm like, what is everyone doing? But by the last one, everyone really stepped up their game.
See, I feel like that's the opposite of what you would what I would have expected to happen.
I think
that the more people go, the more they're listen, we really need to take this seriously. I suppose the last one. Usually you're just
But I feel like the last one is
fine.
a end of the year. Or end of the, we did a summer term abroad. So it's international summer school.
Right.
Yeah.
There's all these friends we've made along the way.
Yeah.
We gotta be there for each other.
Yeah.
We gotta dress up. The photos gotta be good.
So good.
The photos gotta be good.
I still look at the photos.
You still got the photo?
Yeah. I still got them all.
What did you wear in that last one?
The last one I wore this black dress, very tight, very booby. But so what activities did you do when you were there?
Activities?
Yeah, what did you do for fun? What was your extracurricular activities?
I masturbated quite a lot.
You masturbated. That's great.
Someone has to, do you know what I mean?
Someone has to.
Because I was in a long distance relationship at the time.
Oh,
So what
What do you-
I think that's part of the reason why I didn't have like the super fun.
you didn't go out as much.
Because what's the
Yeah, I think long distance relationship in college is really like it does change your experience.
yeah, we got together about 2 weeks before I went off to uni,
Okay.
and then we broke up in between my last exam and me finding out my exam results. So it was like the whole relationship, almost to the day, was like only the time where I should have been, having the old student whale of a time.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe she just fucking took a disliking to me when I was 17. It was like, I'm gonna ruin
Yeah.
this person's life.
Yeah. That fucking sucks.
For only the years where they would otherwise want to be,
the most.
free, and
Yeah.
it's brutal.
I feel like you should go back and redo college.
That's a show.
Yeah.
That's a concept. Redo
Yeah.
college, but as a woman this time.
Yes. I'd love that for you.
That would be so awful.
Oh my.
That would be. I can't really.
Why?
Because I've done that already. It was hard, and I've got the fucking certificate, and now I've moved on.
I always do anything to redo college.
It's the glory days.
You know when people say, the people who used to say high school were like the best days of their life, I'm like, you guys are losers.
But college was the best days of your life.
And I know I'm a loser for that. But like,
yeah, big time. Absolutely big time.
So college, you want to redo?
No, I wouldn't. I think I'd like to think that my peak is ahead of me.
Yeah. Where do you envision your peak being?
So like,
Let's
if
paint
we're
a
just
picture.
gonna like, if we're gonna just like, blue sky think
Yeah.
this whole section,
Yeah.
I'm obviously incredibly hot,
So hot.
incredibly wealthy, but also incredibly loved.
Ooh.
Any kind of path that gets me to that pinnacle. You know how like usually people are only one or maybe two of those things.
Yeah.
Like if you're if you're incredibly wealthy, chances are you're not that loved. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like odds are.
Yeah.
Or like if you're really hot, you may indeed be loved, but your wallet's unhealthy.
Yeah.
Like you. Hot, but on the poverty line.
You know what I love?
On or below the poverty line. That's just how the world works. So ideally, I'd like to max out all three of those.
The best thing about being the editor is that no, I think but to be fair, I mean, I'm not horrified with that.
What do you
Like what would you rather? You have to pick two out of the three. You have to pick two. You can either pick hot, wealthy, or loved. You get two only.
Okay. I mean, probably wealthy and loved, because at least then you can convert wealth into hotness.
Can you?
Well, within reason. There's a ceiling beyond which you cannot pass.
Yeah.
From just having money alone. Like, I mean, just look at Jeff Bezos. He looks like a thumb,
Yeah.
like an evil, jacked thumb.
Yeah.
No one can do anything about that. The man has $150 billion.
But then also, like, some people find that attractive.
What, evil jacked thumb?
Well,
or
I think
having a lot of
having
money?
money.
I don't know if I'll buy into that at all.
You don't think that people?
I feel like if someone rolls up to the club in a Lamborghini
Yeah.
and they get out and they look disgusting, they're like 70. The only reason you would be like, I want to get in on that is because you want their money.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do it because they have become hot through their money.
But what if
Like gold diggers aren't like, no, to be fair, I do find them, I don't have to pretend to come. Do you know what like
Yeah.
they've got to put that, they've got to act.
What if they have a great personality?
They don't know, do they?
Mm.
It doesn't happen, in my opinion. With that level of wealth where you're trying to convert it
When you're trying to convert
into
it
hotness,
yeah.
your personality's fucked. Something is amiss.
Yeah.
That's just how the world works.
God.
It's a bleak thought
That is bleak.
because there's no way out of that triangle.
Speaking of love, I have you heard of the 36 questions that lead to love?
I have heard of those.
Yeah.
I don't know them.
Well,
all.
I have them here today, and I like.
Well,
I like
goodness.
Be prepared to fall in love with me.
I'm so ready.
Oh my God. Okay, so we just have some fun.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we'll do these first. But I was meant to do. You remember that vocab idea I told you about?
Yes.
How I wanted to improve my vocab. You're somebody who's good at vocab.
I know at least enough words to get by.
Well, I've printed out some words. I picked out angst, an acute but unspecific feeling of anxiety.
Yeah. You are an angsty person.
Yeah.
Were you an angsty teenager?
I think so.
I feel like that's where angst is expected.
I feel like I'm
in like a kind of rebellious, kind of breaking social conventions kind of way.
I don't think I was rebellious.
But you had deep-seated and acute
anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
don't have anxiety.
not medically. I have the sort of regular human amount of anxiety, I think.
Yeah.
Which is quite a lot these days, but not I need to go to the doctor for my anxiety kind of anxiety.
Right.
Like it's enough. I feel like I don't need any more.
What stresses you? Like when you were working on your papers, would you be stressed out? Like is that something that is stress inducing?
Always. Well, how could it not be?
Right.
Because also like there's a lot of imposter syndrome when you go somewhere like that.
Yeah.
So everything you do, you're like, I'm not good enough to do this at all. And in many ways has continued into the comedy world.
Yeah.
Like, this is it's a tough space to feel like you're not fucked.
Yeah.
Like if you're not currently fucked, the threat of being fucked soon it looms large.
Yeah, I think that
like I never trust that I'm safe.
Oh no,
you
cannot trust that you're safe in comedy. No way.
It's quite that's an angsty situation.
Every 3 gigs I'm like, "Oh, I'm fucked."
I had a gig last week in Manchester at the Frog and Bucket.
Oh yes, tell me about that.
I came on and there was a table of like firemen in the front row.
Ooh.
But not those kind of firemen.
Oh.
like sort of, lads.
Lads. Oh no.
Rather than like models, and they'd been like a little bit spicy.
Yeah.
In the opening of the show, and I was like third on.
Okay.
And I came on stage and I said, "Hi, I'm Dee. I'm a trans woman," and they all just started booing.
Shut the fuck up.
Which I think actually is quite funny. Like to sort of ironically boo. Like if that had happened to me in London or Brighton, I think that would have been really funny. Or if I'd done that to another trans comedian.
Oh,
I think that would have been quite funny. If there's like they don't really hate you.
Yeah.
But they're just like booing you just for saying something because they know it's like it's in the news, it's controversial, whatever.
Okay.
That was not why they were booing.
I'm telling you right now, that is,
They were booing because they did not want to see me do comedy.
And so what did you do?
I said, "Did you just boo me?" And they were like, "Ugh." And I was like, "Well, listen, this is going to be a long 10 minutes for you because this is just going to continue to be the case."
Yeah.
And I was like, I get a round of applause for announcing that in London.
Yeah.
Or in Brighton, that's a standing ovation. And in Manchester, it's a boo.
Yeah, Manchester.
And people are down on the north. I wonder why. I didn't say this, but I considered calling them, backward scum.
Yeah.
I think that would have made it worse. So I'm glad I didn't say it.
Wow.
But yeah, it was weird. It was a shock. Nothing like that's ever happened to me before.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what to think of it afterwards because it kind of derailed it a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, because you've got that. There's also that feeling. It must have been like it's scary. It's scary having a
front row as well.
Front row.
They could have climbed on the stage if they firemen. They could have taken me.
Yeah, I think that's really.
They could have burned my house down.
Yeah,
they know how to do it. They know how to get away with it.
Oh, they do know how to get away with it. Like I feel like then it derails you completely because you're thinking about your safety. You're thinking about there's a massive elephant in the room.
Yeah, it's hard to like diffuse that bomb.
Yeah.
Once it's been put there.
Yeah.
Because like everyone else is just there for a good time, but now they're stressed.
Yeah.
And it's hard to cut through that by just like doing regular material. Or
right.
so I found. Yeah. So that was the vibe.
God, that sounds horrible.
I feel like I want to say I've had worse.
Like being on stage with like heckles and stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely the worst heckle. Like it wasn't just like it was the tone. It was the tone of it. Not to sound like a fucking snowflake.
Yeah.
But I sensed that this was no longer a safe space.
Yeah. There was some hatred in there.
At least, yeah. But also, you know, you want to give people the benefit of the doubt. Like you want to
But
be like,
we wanna
ah.
give people the benefit of the doubt
No,
when
we
they're
don't.
no.
No, absolutely
I
not.
think that
Ideally, no one gets any benefit.
it sucks because like that's enough for lots of people to just not want to perform again. You know,
But here I am, back again,
doing the thing.
doing the thing.
Doing the thing.
I'm just a really strong person.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
So what can I say?
you're doing the thing.
I'm gifted.
Will you be back there again?
I think so.
Yeah.
I feel like there's unfinished business now. I'd like to think
I feel that sometimes.
that
Like I
it'll
feel
be
like
better
I
the
have
next
to.
time round.
It's so weird doing comedy and then you're something like bad happening and then you being like, I have to.
I've got to make this right
I
now.
gotta make it right.
Yeah.
But I also have to prove that I'm.
That I haven't wasted the last fucking 3 years of my life.
Well, prove that you'll be able to.
Prove your parents wrong.
Yeah.
That this is workable.
Yes.
That this is viable.
This is a viable income.
And you are talented.
Mm-hmm. So talented.
This is where the angst. We're
This
back
is
to the angst.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel the angst.
I feel with the comedy sometimes. I think I'm getting less of a angst with comedy.
That's great.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Like, it's money that's like.
Yeah. Harder to kind of.
In some settings.
Harder to therapy your way out of.
Yeah.
Money worries.
Yeah.
In many ways, therapy can contribute quite drastically to the money worries. Have you ever had therapy? Paid for therapy?
No, I'm doing therapy.
You're doing therapy?
This is it.
This is no, I don't. I have terrible advice.
No, you give great advice.
Give me 9 pieces of advice I've ever given you. See, exactly.
There's been lots.
I'm terrible at advice.
There's been lots. You told me I had anxiety.
Did you not know you had anxiety?
No, I didn't know that.
What did you think was going on?
I thought it was normal.
You're having panic attacks.
I thought it was normal. I thought people.
Everyone had panic attacks all the time.
I thought everyone was extremely stressed out and anxious.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
There's like there's medical grade anxiety and I can sniff it a mile out.
God, sometimes you just need a Cambridge.
Yeah, that's what that's the first thing
alumni.
they teach you at Cambridge. Is like, here's how to be on the lookout for other people's anxiety.
I don't like that frog and bucket experience. I hate.
What's your worst gig experience?
Ah, God.
As in like.
I've had
like audience
as
vibe
an audience
experience.
vibe. Because
Yeah.
this is the
Not
thing
just
that makes
dying,
it.
because we've all been there.
We've all done that. We've all.
That's not
I
interesting.
do it a lot.
That's not great.
Yeah.
That's not content.
One time I was at I was doing like a bottomless show and it was massive. It was a big space.
Yeah.
And
Bottomless is a risk.
Yeah,
because they take advantage.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it was divided like half the audience here, which had been like 100 odd people, and half the audience there, and then there was like an aisle in the middle, and there was a stag do in the front, which is like for me so much anxiety.
Tough.
Any group of men just stresses me out.
Group of men hammered.
Yeah.
They're on like they have like a confined time frame.
Yeah.
So they feel like they need to get the most out of it.
Right.
That's rough.
Horrible
for a comedian.
So I went on stage. And I think I'd been wearing a skirt, but like with really dark tights or leggings. And then, so I was already stressed out to even be wearing the skirt, even though like I had dark leggings on. So it wasn't like you could see up my skirt. But I was like, oh, this skirt is so risky. And when I went on stage, that whole group kept on being like, I'd fuck her. I'd fuck the shit out of her. I'd fuck her right now. And it was just audible for me. And because they were in their group. So if I had said to them, I'm like, the whole time I'm like, well, I can't say anything because then I'm going to be like, so you'll fuck me? You want to fuck me? And then the people in the back will be like, that cocky bitch. Oh my God. Oh my God. That girl is so into herself. You're not that hot, honey.
Yeah.
I was so.
Because there's nothing you can say.
No.
That will make sense both to them and someone who's not heard what they've been saying to you.
Yeah, and it was about 5 minutes.
5 minutes of them just saying that over and over again.
It was I felt very obviously scared. I mean, there's a fear element, but also it was just like everything. It was also like, fuck you. Like,
yeah.
This is my problem with spaces like that. You're not letting people speak. And then it would just be like, I did a joke about my grandma and they're like, I bet her grandma's hot. Would you fuck her grandma? And it was like,
How were these like 15-year-old
no,
stag do
they
people?
were like, it was some stag do. They eventually got kicked out, but only because they were doing coke,
Fucking hell.
which is like, great, thank you.
That's really bad.
It was, so I think that's my most notable.
That's way worse than someone booing.
No, I think booing, because that makes you feel like there's nothing where you already feel, it's very scary going on stage in general.
Sure.
And I feel like someone booing automatically, like to like who you are, to your identity, is like,
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah, again, I don't want to sound like a snowflake, but it's hard to imagine how I could have won them over
right.
if their response to just like the facts about my life
Yeah.
are enough to make them boo,
Yeah.
you know? It's
Yeah,
like,
because it's like, because that,
it's like at some point they were going to fucking figure it out,
Mhm.
probably, unless they're, you know.
But then I feel like it must go to the anxiety of being like, okay, then should I not have said that? Or
should I not have come to this gig?
Yeah.
It's like,
Or what do I do to, this is also the thing, is like, what do I do to win those people over? Or like, what do I do to like not?
or shut them down. It's like,
Mhm.
it's hard to know how to,
It's so hard to shut them down.
yeah. Because they don't fucking give a shit.
Yeah. And also it's like, it's like some people thrive in that. Like some people are really good at comebacks and stuff. But for me, I'm like,
You're like, ah.
yeah, I'm like,
Ugh.
I'm like, that's mean.
Yeah. It's hard.
Yeah.
to like it's hard to practice that. I'm not sure I'd want to be in a place where I could practice that regularly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be like, they'll probably shout something at me at some point, and I'll, you know,
Well,
I'll have a chance to deflect it, and the next time I'll be better at it. Like,
yeah.
I don't really want to do that again.
I know, but I will say, in some settings, I feel like the more you do the clubs, it does help you feel more confident in yourself as to like your ability and who you are. But I think also it's a societal issue of like, wow, like that table is representing the people who are the worst. Like they're the worst people in the whole world. They're at one table, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Comedy is just fucking.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just gonna continue to be. Hopefully, those people will, you know, like die out or kill themselves by accident, because that's kind of their vibe.
In a fire, that'd be great.
The irony.
Oh god.
The fire station burns down
Ooh, oopsie.
because they were too busy shouting at a trans woman to notice
Yeah.
that it caught fire.
Boo.
Just standing outside a fire going boo. That's really, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Down with this fire. I disagree with this fire. They should have sprayed me with water instead.
Yeah.
I think that would have been more in keeping with their vibe.
That'd be my biggest fear, but someone throwing something at me.
Yeah.
That would
God.
That would be.
You'd probably get some kind of payment.
You think so?
Depends what they throw. A brick.
Tomato?
Tomato you might have to deal with.
But if someone threw a tomato,
Why are you saying like that?
because you know when someone
tomato.
says something to you, and then when you say it, like you said tomato,
Yeah.
so then it makes me think that I have to say tomato.
But you couldn't
But I say
it the whole
tomato.
way. So you said tomato. I don't even know what you said.
Tomato?
Yeah,
Um,
that's fair.
that
I
would,
won't listen. You're living in a different country. I'll
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
let it slide.
God. Oh, lettuce? Tomato and lettuce?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tomato being thrown at me would be like so stressful.
Yeah.
Or like a drink.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
With a glass.
Oh, a glass.
And some ice in there.
Oh,
No, thank you.
no, thank you.
I'll pass.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah, it's in my writer that's not supposed to happen to me.
specifying all the things that they're not allowed to throw. If something out, it's like, listen, you didn't do
Oh
your
my
rider.
God. I hate that experience. But how do you feel after? Are you like,
I mean, I was in Manchester, and I stayed the night in Manchester, and then I got the train back the next morning. So I had like a solid 16 hours where I could think about nothing else.
yeah,
Which wasn't great.
yeah.
I didn't need that.
And does it make you be like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore? Or does it make you feel like,
No, it made me be like, I need to go back there and do a better job.
yeah, but that's
Which
great.
I feel like is good, but also it's like, it's not
a good feeling. No.
not a good feeling. And also, I don't know if it's fully on me, on all the
No.
job that I did.
No.
Just go back and they're not there and to sort of redo it.
Well, I think it's just like,
Because I've got that fire, you know? I've got
Yeah.
that passion.
yeah,
I've got that, you know.
she's ready. She's here for it.
I'm so ready to take the world by storm.
Yeah, I
But
love that.
Starting with
She's got that
fucking-
fire. I think up north is, I do find it hard. I mean, I just did, we did Belfast, and I was like, whoa, am I Marvelous Mrs. Maisel?
Yeah, well, I mean,
like-
Belfast is like going back to the 70s.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my god, like, where's my kitchen? Like, I'm like, ooh, it was kind of nice, but not for comedy. I'm like,
It's nice for just, you know,
yeah, it would be nice.
exploring a different culture.
Yeah, it was
Like
it was,
going to Qatar.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, that's fun. I wouldn't do stand up here, but
Yeah.
that's, you know,
yeah, this is
look
interesting.
at how other people live.
it
Crazy how different that is.
yeah, it does feel like I'm
I
like,
wouldn't, you know, I can't stay. I cannot stay. But other than that,
But
cool.
wow, time travel, baby. I love it. It is actually, it does feel like even the way that people are, especially living in London, like London's a place. So it's a place that's like, I feel like
I don't even, I have no
'cause
idea what
there's
you're trying to say.
There's aspects of Belfast that I really liked. Like it was very community oriented. Like
Yeah.
it was like people were like, it seemed like there was more accountability within the community.
Oh, boy, do they love accountability in
yeah.
in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
They hold you accountable for stuff.
Is this a reference to the Titanic?
Yes,
hmm
very much so.
Yeah, I went to the Titanic Museum. I can't
Did
even
you?
say it. Yeah, it's good.
What did you find out about the Titanic?
I found out they saved some dogs.
On the Titanic?
They saved the dogs that they saved 3 dogs, I think. I also
Why were there dogs on the Titanic?
I'm not sure, but
Suppose how else are you going to transport your dogs?
this was interesting that majority of the people who died were men, and I'm like, ugh, God, so revolutionary.
About time.
It's about time, you know. The Titanic was
Yeah, women and children first and all that.
women and children
in
first.
the
I think
lifeboats.
93% of the men died. Good for you.
Really? That's
yeah,
not good.
I'm gonna fact check that. I took a picture. It was
A percentage of men
yeah, a very
above
high
5,
above
below 100.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Good for
That's
you.
a great fact.
Yeah,
I love that.
that's a good fact.
Do you want to know something I found out about the Titanic quite recently?
Please tell.
Is that, so you know how they like didn't have enough lifeboats?
Yes.
So that's just like how they did lifeboats at the time, is in like they would have enough lifeboats that they could ferry people to and from another boat.
Right.
They'd never had a thing where a ship had been in trouble, or like a passenger ship had been in trouble, and it had happened so far away from any other boat that they didn't have time to like get another boat there.
Oh.
So like it was kind of their fault
Yes.
for not having more things on, but no one really figures out that it's a fucking stupid thing to do until lots of
something-
people die.
Yeah, there was so many different things that contributed to the iceberg, because
this is now a true crime podcast.
this is, oh my God. The first of all, there were no binoculars. So
Zero binoculars.
zero binoculars.
What are you doing?
What are
You're
you
on
doing?
a boat.
You're on a boat.
You got to look for things.
What are you gonna do? Because they got lost like along the journey, because you know it stopped. It went from Belfast and then it went to
Southampton.
Yes, and then somewhere along those lines, someone got off.
Right.
And then
it
with
took
the binoculars, I just love reading the paper then with the binoculars and be like, I fucked it.
Oh yeah, like
Oh,
like getting off the
fucked
boat,
it.
like checking your bag and being like, oh fuck, I got these binoculars with me. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's just like
Weren't you on that boat? No, that was a different guy with a different set of binoculars.
But here's another thing that I learned at the museum.
Yeah.
Is that one of the reasons that they didn't get the iceberg notification from WhatsApp
Yeah.
was because
In 1912, whatever it
right
was.
in the
In this onboard computer.
on the
It wasn't showing up on the radar.
yeah, it wasn't showing up on their iPads. It wasn't on the telegram.
Yeah. Yeah. The little Morse code machine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the machine, the passengers were using machines to talk to people.
Yeah.
So the people who were getting all the messages, the warnings got lost, and people being like, "Hey, I've had a great day today. Hey,
That's
just
so-
on a boat. Hey, warning. What are you wearing?"
That's quite
That
upsetting.
sucks.
Yeah.
That really sucks.
Fuck.
Yeah.
People are just horny, man. That's
People
the
are
thing.
just horny. Yeah, that would.
That's the real reason everyone died on the Titanic.
People
The passengers were too
so
horny. Cause of death, horny.
Horniness.
Secondary cause, drowned in the icy depths.
Yeah.
Primary, horny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fascinating.
It's a tough place to be, the Titanic,
I would say.
as it turns out.
Yeah.
Even still today,
Yeah.
not the place to be.
Yeah, but hey, us being women, we're in the clear.
That's why I transitioned, actually, in case I get on a boat.
Yeah.
And it's like,
What a
got breasts now,
Yeah.
so pretty
Hey.
sure.
me first, please.
Like, maybe not, before all the cis women, but certainly ahead of all the cis men.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's
Bye,
like,
boys.
even if you're transphobic, it's like, come on. I've got to be ahead of fucking
yeah, of
Jeremy.
course. Yeah.
Jeremy from the fucking shoveling coal into the
Bye,
Engine.
Jeremy.
Jeremy's.
Yeah, shouldn't have booed.
Maybe you should have just been true to yourself, Jeremy,
Yeah.
and then you wouldn't be here. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's fascinating. I just find it so.
Yeah. It's fucked, man.
Yeah.
They fucked it real bad.
They did fuck it real bad, didn't
Yeah.
they?
That bloody White Star Line.
Yeah.
They struggled.
God, they struggled.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's what the struggle's all about.
The troubles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It always back to the troubles.
Yeah.
So listen, how am I going to fall in love?
Oh, you're gonna fall in love.
I need
Oh,
to fall in
God,
love.
Thank you for giving me some structure. I'm gonna read you a question,
Uh-huh.
and then we're gonna fall in love. So some questions are a bit too much,
Listen,
and if it is,
I'll stick my hand up.
look, see, I used to do these questions on dates, and for some reason, every once in a while I get a question. I'm like, yeah, this is why you're single, and this is the question that is one of them.
Okay.
Of all the people in your family, whose death would you find the most disturbing, and why? That is not someone to
Jesus,
ask.
are you supposed to ask this?
No, no. You're supposed to ask. Basically, you're supposed to ask these questions on like if you know these questions about your partner,
Yeah.
then you come closer,
Right.
and so it's good to know that.
But like but you can't. I don't know how you could find that out without asking.
Oh, on
and
Instagram,
asking even
I can find it on Instagram.
Like-
I can find it out right now.
really.
Yeah, I'll just scroll on your Instagram and be like, oh, well, I can answer. Yeah, I can answer all these questions
Fuck.
as a crazy person.
That's gutting to know.
No, I couldn't. No, that's I don't like the death ones.
No, death is hard. I can
Yeah.
try and answer for you if you like.
Well, no,
I feel like
mean,
that's not good comedy podcast content.
no.
though.
Of all the people in your family whose death would, well, okay, let's reframe this. Of all the people in your family, who would you
Most like to die.
most not want to be on that Titanic?
Yeah, let's reframe this
Reframing this.
into a bit of a kind of funnier,
Yeah.
pop culture-y kind of place.
Yeah, of all these people in your family,
Who would be the worst to lose in the icy depths of the Atlantic Ocean?
Or another reframe to modernize, who would you
Least likely to get shot in the Troubles.
least likely to
To be
have
kneecapped by the IRA and buried in a shallow grave.
No, I was gonna say least likely to have the most money to be able to afford to go on a submarine and then to the submarine to view the Titanic and then it implode.
Who is the least likely to have the money to do that? Who is my poorest relative?
Oh, that's a good reframing.
My poorest relative is probably my cousin, my youngest cousin.
Who is how old?
She is 17.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say 3 or something. and I'd be
She's the
like,
youngest member of my immediate family, which I feel like
yeah?
is kind of crazy.
Hmm.
Like, that's an old person
Yeah, 17.
to be the youngest member of my immediate family.
Yeah. Wow.
Like, on my mum's side, I don't have any cousins because she was an only child.
Okay.
And on my dad's side, he had has three siblings, who between them have another 3 kids, the youngest of which is 17.
Oh,
And so I have no one between the ages of 0 and 17 in my life.
that's good to put on your bio. Oh, this is a fun one.
Uh-huh.
Before making a telephone call, do you ever rehearse what you are going to say?
Oh God, all the time.
Really?
All the time. I hate making telephone calls.
Wait, even like with like close personal friends?
I mean, probably not.
Okay.
Like I rang you
Yeah.
when I was outside.
Yeah, but I
and
feel like I
didn't
call
go-
you all the time.
You do call me all the time, so I don't have a chance to rehearse. But like, I was just outside, so I wasn't like, I just have to tell her that I'm just outside.
Okay.
Hi, I'm just outside. I don't do
Right.
that.
Okay.
I don't have that kind of angst.
So, ooh, you're bringing the
Callbacks.
God, doing the thing. God, you're
Professional.
good.
But yeah, if I'm ringing up someone I don't know
Yeah.
or someone to say something important,
Okay.
I have to like. Sometimes I even write down like in my notes app,
Really?
so I don't forget. Yeah.
That's
Phone call. I find phone calls intensely stressful. I really hate phone calls.
really.
Yeah. I'd much rather do stand-up comedy than make a phone call.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
I love a phone call.
I think it's because I always worry that I'll ring the wrong number,
Okay.
or that the person on the other end will in some way be confused about why I'm ringing, or just like think I'm being an idiot. Do you know? Like,
yeah.
like they'll because like I'm like butting my way into their life.
Yeah.
To be like, sorry, could I just book an appointment if you're fucking and if it's the wrong number, they'll be like, are you like grow up?
Wait, that's the
Get a
most,
real job. Why are you here? Do you know like the anger of receiving like a genuine wrong number?
that's the most British response to making phone calls that I've never had that.
But yeah, well, I am the most British person I know.
Yeah, I'd say that.
I represent a lot of what's wrong with this country. The inequality.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking white still.
But wow,
Do you know what I mean?
the
That's most of it.
I've never even thought about calling the wrong person.
Oh yeah, I think about it all the time. Or I mean, listen, it's different when it's like if it's in my contacts book,
Okay.
then I trust it a little bit more. A little bit more. I still worry,
Yeah.
which is a very irrational thing in my brain. But if I'm like typing in the number, awful,
right.
awful. I'm sure it's wrong every time.
All right. We are 136 closer in love. Take 4 minutes and tell your partner your life story in as much detail as possible.
We should have started with this.
That would have been a good start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 minutes.
4 minutes.
Can I do it in less?
Okay. 3:45.
Is it impressive? Is it impressive if I make it as short as possible? Or is that
Okay.
less impressive?
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's do maybe, as short as possible. Life story.
Okay. The time only starts when I start speaking.
Okay,
this
I was
isn't
going to
it.
say.
Because I just have to plan out. This is making a phone call.
Okay, you're
vibes.
making a phone call.
So, okay, life story, shortest possible time. I was born in Harrow. My parents moved to a small village outside of Watford called Chipperfield when I was 1. I went to the local primary school called St. Paul's, and I made some friends, none of whom I have seen in the last 10 years. I then went to secondary school with my older brother, who is 1 year older than me. He is very nice and a good friend of mine to this day. Then I went to Cambridge, where I studied politics and had, as we have discussed, a reasonable time. Then I went to Exeter for a year after I'd broken up with my girlfriend of 3 years. Well, she broke up with me. Long story. Actually, it's a very short story. She broke up with me. Then I decided doing like comedy stuff, doing stand-up while I was at uni, also studying politics for a master's. Then I left. Then I started doing like odd jobs in London. Then the pandemic happened, and over lockdown, I came out and decided I wanted to do comedy full time. So then I told my parents and my girlfriend that I thought I was transgender, and they were like, meh. And then I was like, but also it's going to be fine. And they're like, okay. And now I do comedy.
I love that.
Thank you. I was hoping for a round of applause. No, like you can't do it now. I can't be like, that's the worst applause
I
that
can add
exists.
a soundbite.
Like a whole crowd cheering.
Yeah.
A whole crowd going absolutely crazy. I mean, I feel like that was quite
really good.
I feel like that was quite a kind of grey life
Yeah.
story. Like I didn't put a lot of colour in there.
Oh, well, that's all right.
I've had a reasonable life.
Yeah.
I'm pretty pleased.
I didn't know it was a village that your parents moved to.
Yeah, my parents' house is in a village.
Village.
Yeah, we had a dog. Dog died. Had another dog. That dog also died. That was the
Okay.
third dog.
You missed this out of the story. My God.
I didn't feel like animals qualified in my life story.
Really?
I made a conscious editorial decision at the top there.
Oh, wow.
I was like, no animals. Any animal chat banned from my edited life story.
Did you always want to do comedy?
No. Well, I remember the first time I was funny that had quite a big impact on me. I don't know if I ever really considered it as a job until like fucking, I don't know, last week. It's just a hobby before that point. But when I was 11, I was in the school play. So it was my last year of primary school.
Yeah.
Or elementary school.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
For the American listeners and also me.
So I was 11 years old and I was in year 6,
okay,
which is the final year of primary school. So like you're the oldest kids at the school.
Yeah.
And every year there's a school play, like a musical at the end of the year. And they let you decide what it's going to be like as a class. And then like the whole school is in it. So we as a class decided to do Robin Hood.
Yes.
As a musical, which does not exist. They had to find it from some fucking dodgy website. I don't know how they found it in fucking 2008.
Okay.
But they found Robin Hood the musical. And they were like casting the show. And everyone wanted to be Robin Hood. All the boys, all the lads wanted to be Robin Hood. I was the only boy who wanted to be the Sheriff of Nottingham, because I thought it would be really funny if I was so, I cannot stress to you how tiny I was when I was 11 years old. I looked like I was 7 when I was 11, which, while only 4 years apart, is such a massive developmental difference.
Yeah.
I looked like I was not born premature, but it looks like I was born premature.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a little embryo. And quite fat as well. And I thought it would be really funny if I was the Sheriff of Nottingham, like the big bad, fighting against Robin Hood guy, steals Maid Marian, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's fun. And no one else wanted to be it, so they gave it to me.
Oh, wow. Great.
And
Love that.
then I remember just like saying the lines on stage, like these like really villainous lines. But people found it really funny because I was me.
Oh, that's great.
And I was like, this is a good vibe.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good feeling. And then I've just been,
making people laugh.
just onwards and upwards from there, really.
Onwards and
really, that
upwards.
should have been my life story. I should have started with Robin
Yeah.
Hood and then been like, and then it's just been that whole vibe has just increased over time.
Right.
And that has naturally led me to this exact point in my life.
And now this is your career.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's incredibly financially unviable.
Speaking of, well, this has been great.
It has been great.
We have something to plug.
We do.
We have something to collectively plug. So Dee and I are going to drum roll. Edinburgh
Fringe.
Okay, that's a bit too much, isn't it?
Yeah, I hated it.
This feels like improv, and that's where I draw the line.
Improv is disgusting.
Yeah.
And deserves to be scourged from the earth.
And if you hate
Hot take. That's what podcasts are for, right? Just a hot take
Absolutely.
machine.
Controversial. Oh my God.
We're going to the Edinburgh Fringe.
We're going to the Edinburgh Fringe. We are so excited. We are going from the 17th
17th till the 27th, of
27th.
August.
We're doing the free Fringe. We're doing split bill. Our venue is Burrito N Shake, which is
Great. We're
very
really
popular,
excited.
very famous venue.
You can get comedy and a burrito.
Yes.
Just like all the best comedy clubs in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Burrito N Shake, 11:15 p.m.
11:15 p.m.
17th till 27th. It's called Transatlantic.
We're doing it.
Because I'm trans.
And I'm transatlantic. Well, I can say Atlantic. I'm Atlantic.
I don't know. Listen,
I'm.
we'll workshop it.
It's the most anticipated.
It's the most anticipated show that I've done
Yes.
this year at the Fringe.
It's the most anticipated show that has been added this late. People are like, oh my God.
People can't believe how late
Oh
it was
my
added.
God. People are like, wait, that's the venue?
You're deciding in July?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's us. That's the pretty me. And I feel like I've brought that energy. And you know what? I'm excited for it.
But you should come see it.
Come see
You
it.
should all come see it.
August.
Camera 1, camera 2, camera 3. Come see it.
Come do it. Do the thing.
If you're listening to this on the train, on the toilet, in your bed,
Book a trip to Edinburgh.
walking your dog,
Come to
stop
Edinburgh.
what you're doing.
Stop it.
It's going to be good. Come along. We're both very funny.
So funny. So funny. So many jokes. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening.